So I'm going to start this video off by having you guys do a little exercise for me. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to imagine a world where the Jacksonville Jaguars have a premier edge rusher that you're only paying $2 million to. And in the same season, you are paying a quarterback, and Blake Bortles, who is no longer on the team, $5.5 million. That is almost triple the amount that you are paying this edge rusher. Now I want you guys to open your eyes. And this is a reality for the Jaguars in 2019. Yannick Ngakoue, one of the best players on the Jaguars, is going into the 2019 training camp holding out as he is entering a contract year. And in this video, we are going to discuss this matter. Now, Yannick Ngakoue was a third-round pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, who the Jaguars drafted out of Maryland. Yannick Ngakoue fell in that year's draft due to a few different things. He had some injury concerns, he was a little bit undersized, and he was really only good in the passing game. But the Jaguars have completely knocked this pick out of the park. We have gotten tons of production out of Yannick Ngakoue. He's played in all 48 games, starting 47 of those games. So he's never missed a game. In those games, he has 29.5 sacks, 10 forced fumbles, and 161 quarterback pressures, which is fourth in the NFL since 2016, behind guys like Von Miller, Khalil Mack, and Aaron Donald. So he has been an absolutely elite performer for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this is the type of player that you are going to want to sign to your franchise. I mean, Yannick Ngakoue does everything that he needs to do. He is a hard worker, he is productive, and he is absolutely focused. And he is a key cog to the Jaguars defense. And he was the whole reason for the Jaguars terming the phrase Saxonville in 2017. And all along on this channel, I have been preaching the fact that I am team keep Yannick Ngakoue and keep Jalen Ramsey at all costs. There are many players that I would cut in the case of keeping guys like Yannick Ngakoue and Jalen Ramsey, and those include guys like Andrew Norwell, Brandon Linder, Marquise Lee, Marcel Darius, Calais Campbell, AJ Boye. I pretty much just named every guy that's on a second contract that is making a lot of money besides Nick Foles. So you get the picture. The Jaguars, they have the money. They can afford to extend Yannick Ngakoue this season. But it's all about how is it going to affect the 2020 books. And that's when you bring in those guys and you cut guys like Marcel Darius and free up like $20 million of cap space. You find ways to manage these players and keep them on the team. Now, what type of money is a guy like Yannick Ngakoue going to get? He is most likely in the range of a DeMarcus Lawrence and a Frank Clark. Both of these guys inked a 5-year, $105 million contract. So that is averaging about $21 million per year. And Yannick Ngakoue is absolutely worth that. Pay him, back up the Brinks truck, and pay this guy. I mean, he's been healthy. He's performed at an elite level for us, and he's done every single thing that the Jaguars have asked him to do. Literally, I have seen the Jaguars in this organization's history bring in guys from other teams and pay guys like Julius Thomas, pay guys like Malik Jackson, hell, even pay guys like Jeremy Parnell. It is time to start being able to draft our players and sign them to new contracts to be able to keep the homegrown talent here. You got to re-sign your left tackles. You got to re-sign your quarterbacks. Sign your defensive ends, cornerbacks, the premier positions. These are the players that you need to extend long term, and the rest of the guys like the safeties or linebackers, those are the guys that you supplement in the NFL draft. Now, there is a chance that the Yannick Ngakoue holdout does not last very long, because if he does not report by August 5th, then he will not be eligible to be an unrestricted free agency and an unrestricted free agent in 2020. He would essentially be a restricted free agent, and the Jaguars would have to place either a first, second, or third round tender on Yannick Ngakoue. And what that does is, if a team wants to be able to get Yannick Ngakoue, they would have to offer that tender, whether it be a first, second, third round pick, on top of that, and give him a new contract. And the Jaguars would have the ability to be able to match that contract. So it's really not an ideal situation for another team or Yannick Ngakoue to get paid. So I would expect Yannick Ngakoue to come back by August 5th, hopefully with a new contract, but if not, he may just come back without a contract and in all that then. So really with Yannick Ngakoue, we got to find a way to re-sign him. He's a tremendous player, and we need him on the Jaguars going forward in 2020 and beyond. So I worry that with the Jaguars drafting Josh Allen in the first round of the 2019 draft, maybe they think that they already have a Yannick Ngakoue. Maybe they say, okay, we've got this. We've got a player that can equal his production going forward, so we will not have to use that money to sign a player like that. But with defensive ends are so important. Got to get pressure on a quarterback. Got to get sacks. If a quarterback is back there with all day to throw, he's going to find somebody open, and that is why defensive end is a premier position, and that is why we need to re-sign Yannick Ngakoue. So that is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are entering training camp mode, which means tons of content coming on this channel. I know I've been very dormant, but this channel is about to become live. Live streams, pre-games, previews, game recaps, all that stuff, in-game live streams, it's all coming. So I appreciate you guys for being patient with me. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and go Jags.